Welcome to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I am your humble host, Ant, and this is the 2024 wrap-up show. And I say it's the wrap-up show because this is the last episode we're actually able to record in the year 2024. By the time some of you see it, it'll be 2025. So I wanted to address a mistake I made last week. I have my top 10, and one of the albums that I should have put in, I forgot. Yes, I forgot. Like every other person on the planet, I'm imperfect. The album I forgot, Smashing Pumpkins, Agora Mori Mai. Great album. I don't know how the hell I overlooked it. Probably rushing, whatever, with all the holiday stuff. The album I would replace on the list would be Ace Frehley's 10,000 Volts, most likely. Or we could say it's a tie. But this is a fantastic album. This also made me think of another album that I forgot to even talk about last year. All right. And this is a new group. All right. And the leader is a guy by the name of Tommy Mars. And how the Pumpkins made me think of this is because there is a former member of the Pumpkins on this album. And this is Tommy's group, This Wild Darkness. All right. You can check that out right there. It's a 5-track EP. And the cool thing about this is, aside from having Jeff Schroeder from the Pumpkins on this album, it also has Scotty Hill from Skid Row on guitar. And it's just a 5-track. It's got the title track, This Wild Darkness, which is also reprised at the end. Dawn Rider, which is the first single, probably the weakest track. Phantom Moon and Night Drive RX, which is probably my favorite. Really good album, EP. Definitely worth checking out. I also want to thank Tommy. All right, I came to learn about these guys through my old boss, and she's like, I'd like you to listen to this, check it out. So I did, and this is the little insert in there. And Tommy was nice enough to personalize that for me, and I just want to say thank you, Tom, for doing that. That's really awesome. Really glad to have your album in my collection. This was released earlier in October, but the vinyl edition didn't hit my mailbox till a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't get a chance to talk about it. So here it is, This Wild Darkness, definitely worth checking out. Moving right along. All right, the next thing that I got to show you is a band that came to be from jam sessions during Steven Wilson's touring. All right, and it's comprised of 3 members of Steven Wilson's touring band. One of my favorite lunatics on the planet, Nick Beggs, who you might know from Kajagoogoo. Aside from Kajagoogoo and writing Too Shy, Nick has done work with everybody from Howard Jones to Steven Wilson and all points in between. He's a master of the bass guitar, and he is also a phenomenal Chapman stick player. On the album with him, you have the other half of the rhythm section from Steven Wilson Band, Mr. Craig Blundell, and native New Yorker, Adam Holzman. Now, Adam Holzman also happens to be the husband of Jane Getter of the Jane Getter Premonition, who she is a phenomenal guitarist. I've talked about her in the past. You may want to check out her stuff as well. Second guitarist in that band, additional guitarist is Alex Skolnick of Testament. And they live here in New York. And Adam also happens to be the son of Jack Holzman from Elektra Records. And if you follow him on social media, you'll see that he does a ton of stuff about growing up with guys like the Doors in the house and stuff like that. It's really cool. So this is their latest album, The New Normal. Name of the group is Trifecta, obviously because there's 3 guys in the group. And this is bizarro stuff. This is all stuff that they jammed on, and it's got Nick's oddball sense of humor on there, and it's really cool. It's a 19-track album. Songs that stand out to me are like Stroboscopic Fennel, Just Feel It, Karen, Sibling Rivalry, which is Nick Beggs at his best, Ornamental Lettuce. I'm wondering if they should have called this album, instead of The New Normal, they should have called it something along the lines of The New Produce. Stupid Pop Song, Box Stobber, Kleptocrat, Once Around the Sun with You, Chinese Fire Drill, Ouch My OCD, Wacky Tobacco, and On the Spectrum. Very cool looking album as well. All right, it's basic black, but love the trifecta logo there. As simple can be. Absolutely love these guys. They're fantastic. It's a 2-album set. Came out earlier this year. Somehow it eluded me as far as talking about it. So, like I said, since we're doing the yearly wrap up as opposed to the best, would I put this in the top 10? pretty damn close, maybe 12, you know, definitely top 15. Now we'll get into a couple of re-releases, things that came in at the, you know, towards the end of the year that I didn't get a chance to talk about. One of them is one of my all-time favorite 80s albums, Slaughter. All right, this is a debut album. Used to use one of the tracks from this as the opener for the Midnight Metal show. This is just phenomenal. Great album, top to bottom. You know, it's pretty basic. It is a music on vinyl re-release, I believe. Either that or it's Back on Black, one or the other. I believe it's music on vinyl. But, you know, basic black album, nothing to see there. No lyrics, no liners, you know, no liner notes, nothing. Just basic, but it's great to have it on vinyl. On here, you got Eye to Eye, Burning Bridges, Up All Night, which was what we used to use, the opening of that, for the opening of our show, Midnight Metal, because we started at midnight. Spend My Life, Thinking of June, Fly to the Angel, She Wants More, Mad About You, phenomenal tune. That's Not Enough, You Are the One, Give Me Your Heart, Desperately and Loaded Gun. This is just a top-notch album. If you're unfamiliar with Slaughter, they basically came about from the Vinnie Vincent invasion. They basically kicked out Vinnie Vincent, replaced him, and then it was Slaughter. Very simple. Next, this is another fantastic debut. Not even going to bother taking it out because I know it's basic black. This is a music on vinyl pressing. This is Dream Theater's first album, which was originally released on Mechanic's album through MCA. It's now re-released this year for their, for a re-release on music on vinyl. And it has original lead singer Charlie Dominici on there. Actually, let's open it up. So I don't remember whether or not it has the line sheets. I do hate these music on vinyl bags because they have that glue to it, which drives me nuts. And this, yep, I thought I remembered correctly. It has the insert there with all the lyrics and liner notes. Of course, this lineup is the original lineup, original recording lineup of Dream Theater. You see a very young Mr. John Petrucci right there. And also, you see a very young Mike Portnoy and Johnny Me Young there. And rest in peace to Charlie Dominici, who passed, and original keyboard player Kevin Moore, who's a phenomenal songwriter as well. And for a debut, I mean, you could tell these guys were listening a lot to Rush at this point, but it really is a fantastic album. This album has on it A Fortune and Lies, Status Seeker, The Itsy Jam, which is their original name backwards, Majesty, The Killing Hand, which is great, Light, Fuse, and Get Away, The Ones Who Helped Set the Sun, absolutely love that track, and Only a Matter of Time. So that was the original Dream Theater. It's been re-released back on basic black vinyl, and it's got the original MCA rainbow label right there. So if you're unfamiliar with that and wondering what they sounded like pre-James LaBrie, now you can hear it again in glorious, glorious vinyl. Okay. Next thing I have up is a 25th anniversary. Right, 25th anniversary of Echo and the Bunnymen. So what are you going to do with your life? For me, all right, price of admission is worth it just for the title track. All right, absolutely love that song. Probably one of my favorite songs of the past 25 years, and definitely one of my top 5 Echo and the Bunnymen tracks. You know, very mature, very different from what they were doing in the 80s, but still very potent, great songwriting. And this comes on the DJ's Nightmare. And when I say the DJ's Nightmare, if you've ever had to cue up a song off of a crystal clear piece of vinyl, you would understand what I'm talking about. It is a pain in the ass. But fantastic record from Echo and the Bunnymen. Slide this back in here, and then we'll take a look at the sleeve itself. It's got a picture of main man, Mr. McCulloch, right there, and the lyrics and liner notes there. And in addition to the title track, it also has other songs like Rust. We have Get in the Car, Baby Rain, History Chimes, Lost on You, Morning Sun, love that song. When It All Blows Over, and Fools Like Us. If you're unfamiliar with this one, give it a listen. I'll give it a thumbs up. Damn good album, latter day album from Echo and the Bunnymen. And finally, the last thing we have here is a Christmas present, all right? I know you guys usually used to me having like a giant box set. Well, I did get a giant box set for Christmas. But of course, Santa's reindeer got lost, and it's floating around in the ether. All right, finally got an email saying that, or my wife got an email saying that it's finally on its way. And that reminds me, one of the things that you guys, if you see this video before the 6th, you may want to check out a website called You Discover Music. All right, it's the letter U, Discover Music. They're having a phenomenal sale right now, where it's literally certain items are 50% off. So you can't really beat that. Pretty damn good. Last thing I have to show you is this. This is Overkill I Hear Black, and this was a present from my son. This is moving me towards completion of my Overkill collection on vinyl. And it is on a pretty groovy orange and black vinyl. Dig it. I love it. Not the best album in their catalog, probably among their worst in Atlantic, but I dig it. As usual, I thank you all for checking out the channel. I appreciate your time, your patience with me, and seeing me every week. Healthy and happy New Year to you all. And as I always say, peace, one love, music. I'm out.